and the King has arrived back in London following the completion of treatment in Sandringham as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex land in Canada to help promote next year's Invictus Games.
Yeah, it's been reporting that the couple did not consult the royals before they launched their revamped website on Monday, which comes as Meghan bags a new podcast deal.
Yes, the Spotify one was rather short-lived, but joining us now in the studio is GB News royal correspondent Cameron Walker. Cameron, bring us up to date.
Yeah, well, actually, we have had a statement from Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, very subtle statement in the last hour or so. If you remember, we've talked at length now about the criticism of this new Sussexes.com website. The accusation is that they are capitalising Harry and Meghan on their royal connections. Well, Meghan has subtly hit back by writing a statement about the website's designer, which is made by Article.com. She says, "There is a reason I have worked with Ryan and the talented team at Article for a decade. Their attention to detail, their creativity and care, and the thoughtful approach to design as well as to the user experience. They're not just designers, they are collaborators who elevate your ideas into visual identities. They're a very special company, plus they're Canadian, so I'm a fan." Of course, Meghan spent many years in Canada filming the TV drama Suits. That website designer also designed her blog, The Tig. If you remember, it was her lifestyle blog she had before she married Prince Harry. So clearly Meghan, despite the criticism, is incredibly pleased and happy with a very glossy website.
Elevate your ideas into visual identities.
Yeah, don't ask me to understand exactly what she means by that, but I think what she's getting at is, of course, what we've been talking about for the last few days. It's the rebrand, isn't it? It's the glossy image of this power couple of Harry and Meghan as they would like to be seen and being influencers on the global celebrity A-lister Hollywood circuit, while, as they say, wanting to do good and philanthropic work as well. But the question is it going to work? We've got, very commendably, we've got the Invictus Games over the next 3 days, or the countdown, 1 year countdown to the Invictus Games in Canada. But a lot of commentators are asking today, what have they actually done since leaving the royal family, which has made a positive difference to people's lives? In Meghan's biography, within this website, it talks about the cookbook she created with the Grenfell Tower victims. It also talks about some other philanthropic work that she's done. But all of that was done when she was still a working member of the royal family. And then, of course, we've got Spare and Prince Harry's book, and indeed the Netflix series as well, which has made their popularity ratings tank. So, I mean, you know, it's an effort by Prince Harry and Meghan to make themselves, a bit more likeable again.
It's interesting she's put out this statement, though, because the criticism about the website had nothing to do with the design.
Well, it did have something to do with the design, as in the sense that it had the royal crest, and people are speculating, or at least alleging, that is one step too far, and making out as if both Meghan and Harry are using their royal connections for financial gain. That's the accusation. They would disagree with that, and a source very much says, according to the Mail, that Harry and Meghan's titles, as in the Sussexes, is their legal name, and they have a right to use it. They're not capitalising on their royal connection.
It's interesting, given that their popularity has collapsed so much in this country specifically since leaving as senior members of the royal family. I wonder, might they have been able to do some of their more commercial enterprises while still under the arm of the royal family, or would that have been impossible?
No, that would have been impossible, Tom, because the Sandringham Agreement in 2020 very much said that the agreement was that Harry and Meghan could not, at the same time as being part of the royal family, pursue their own commercial endeavours. They had to be fully out, not half in, half out, and they couldn't use the word royal to get commercial deals. So there's absolutely no way that would have happened. But the argument is now, have they crossed the line into that, using their royal titles for commercial gain?
Well, wish them well for the Invictus Games.
Yes, and
Good
that's
stuff.
about it. That's it, Cameron, thank you very much for joining us.
Harsh. Vicious.
Well, no, I think I wish them well for the Invictus Games, because that's about other people. Do I wish them well about their podcast? Possibly not.
It's interesting.
Do I wish Harry has lots of book sales? I don't see why I should.
It's interesting, she said, plus they're Canadian, so I'm a fan.
What was that supposed
The
to mean?
designer.
The Canadians better... I've nothing against the Canadians. Some of my best friends are Canadians.
Yeah, well, I
But
guess she
still
worked in
think-
Canada, but...
I suppose she did, yeah.
Yeah.
But very much West Coast Canada, sort of Californian extension Canada.